EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Today, it's week 4, and we've got what should be a great one here between the Chicago Bears and the Indianapolis Colts. Tucker McCann's got it set up and ready to go. And off we go on EA Sports. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. They'll run with Taylor to begin the drive. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give him the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it, and they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
An early test for this defense. Here we go on 3rd and inches. Here's a give up the middle, and he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on 3rd. The Colts at 2-1 now to start the campaign, and they move back above 500 with a victory last week.
And you look at their start, a win, a loss, then a win. This might be something we see from them a lot this year because when they're at their best, they can play with anybody. But bringing their best every week, that's been a challenge thus far.
And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run. So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 38. Play action. Ryan rolling to his right. Looking this time for Woods, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Johnson. And the Bears are going to take possession of the football as they force the turnover on the opening drive. Well, that is a quick lesson on how difficult this defense is to throw against. An interception on their initial drive of the ball game.
Now we know why their offensive staff spent the entire week awake trying to prepare for this one because you can't totally shy away from throwing the football. But at the same time, you're looking at them and going, where are the weaknesses? How are we going to move it?
One of the top defenses in the NFL for a reason. We just saw one example right there. On first down, a running play ends up going backwards as he won't get close to the line of scrimmage. In fact, he's going to lose 4 yards. Throwing on 2nd and 14. Fields. And this is taken in by Darnell Mooney. Well, this defense for the Colts, they were terrific a week ago in that win over Detroit.
And that's not the half of it. They forced 7 turnovers in that game. And I know we always talk about turnovers coming in bunches once you force the first one. But 7? That seems almost impossible, but we watched it happen.
Throwing on 3rd down, Fields eluding the pressure right. And that is incomplete. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part to get them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum of the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football and now zapped right back in the other direction. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. Remember last time out they threw the interception on their first drive. Good news, their defense backed him up, so it's still 0-0 here as they begin their 2nd possession.
Yeah, one great way to judge a defense, how do they handle what we call sudden change? When all of a sudden, you know, it goes against their offense and they have to run out in the field and try and put out the fire. Give this one great kudos for getting out there and not letting that interception lead to points. Excellent job by them defensively.
1st and 10, Taylor now. And he's got some, and nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Jonathan Taylor with his 6th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Colts get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 7-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And this return will net positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time
he rifles one that's intercepted. And the Colts are going to take possession of the football. And this, Charles, definitely not what they were wanting to see. Remember, he threw 3 interceptions in the loss last week, and now he gives the ball away again here in the very first quarter.
And you have to think that this was drilled into him all week, too, by his teammates, by his coaching staff. They've told him all week long, we've got to protect the football. They probably crossed that fine line with giving him the right advice and saying it too much. And it turned out that it got into his head a little bit.
74 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start. All right, I got to ask you, with these RPOs, essentially the quarterback has 3 options, right? So what's different from that versus the triple option that we see the service academies run at the college level?
As a general rule, the triple option.
And he's got his target. It's caught for a Colts touchdown. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Colts are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. And this is no good. Missed the PAT, so they fail to connect, and this remains a 13-0 game. The Colts kicking team is out there now, and they will send this one away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Fields. He'll get that complete to his tight end, Cole Kmet. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. His first catch, good for 16 and a first.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field, because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They needed something good to happen. Plays like that.
Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. And the Colts are going to take possession of the football.
Well, they're certainly not giving much help to their defense, are they? Because for the 2nd time now, that D has had to run back out on the field early after an interception. And remember, on the last drive, the opposing side took it in for 6 after that interception.
After the interception, here's Ryan. It's caught. Here's Langford. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. 13-0 is the score after one on EA Sports. Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. Here's Ryan going to fire this out wide. Touchdown, Colts! A great play there with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half, as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it, and this one's incomplete.
Well, I have to admit, I'm scratching my head a little bit here trying to make sense of what I just saw. Number one, huge lead. Just kick the extra point and be done with it. Number two, if you are going to go for 2, just line up and go for it from the 2-yard line. Why make it so difficult? That's a long way to go to try and pick up some points.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Here's Fields. He'll find Dobbins out of the backfield. It'll be a loss of 2, maybe 3 on the play. And that brings up 3rd and a full 10 yards.
I believe I can see what they were trying to do there, but unfortunately, the back ran out of room. Too close to the sideline. And for defenders, we're often taught, 11 on the field, those sidelines can become the 12th defender. It worked to the defense's advantage on that play.
He finds his man complete. That's Holloway. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A gain of 32 that time. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. To throw is Fields. He finds his man complete. That's Holloway. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. He finds his man, and oh, he coughed it up, and the Colts pick it up. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Colts going to use the first to their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. On 2nd down, a run with Dobbins. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
Out of the gun, Fields. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
Like what I see so far out of this defense, because they've been showing their best coverages on 3rd down. So far, only allowed 1 conversion on a handful of attempts. One area of their game plan that they've executed to perfection.
Facing this big first half deficit, they keep the field goal unit on the sideline. They're going for it. They snap it to Fields. Oh, he's hit. He lost the football. Put it on the carpet. And the Colts pick it up. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And so the last 3 drives, you've got 2 interceptions and a fumble. I think we know why they're losing right now.
Without question, and we've seen the evidence, just what you talked about there. If they take care of the football, number one, maybe they're not having this deficit, and number two, maybe they actually have the lead. Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
Now a throw here, hauled in. And he'll go out of bounds after getting this across the 15. Trying to find some space to operate, and now they'll have it. A gain of 12, a big first down to get away from the end zone.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. They go play action with Ryan. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Jalen Johnson. And the Bears are going to take possession of the football. So that changes things. You get the interception, and then to boot, a good return tacked on.
And really, it was down to him versus the quarterback on the return, and that's one you would think the defender would win. But a nice job there of seeing the play all the way to the end and making the tackle by the QB.
And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. They've been in the red zone 3 times in this game and have not scored a single point. Can they break through here on 2nd and goal? They'll try to run with Dobbins. And he will fight his way in. Not giving up there, and he's got a Bears touchdown. A touchdown run there from a yard out. And the Bears get a bit closer.
Did my eyes deceive me, or was that an I formation play that was just run there for a touchdown?
Little old school I.
How about that? Was that a fullback, tailback, running it into the end zone?
Well, that's what that fullback's for, right? That's why you use that. Let him pave the way.
Oh, without a doubt. He's an extra blocker, and he did his job well on that play.
Santos able to tack on the extra point, and they're able to cut this deficit down to 12. McCann's got it teed up. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. That's complete to Pierce. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it'll be 2nd down.
And that's why you do all the drills that you do from the quarterback position, because you're not going to just throw to your strength. The right-handed quarterback naturally will want to move to the right side to throw the football. But sometimes you've got to go left, and that's exactly what happened on that play. Forced to his left, still able to accurately throw it downfield for a completion.
He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down.
When you get a big tight end like this, sometimes it takes more than one man to bring him down. Oftentimes, your best bet, just jump on and hold on and wait for your teammates to arrive to help get him on the ground.
And he'll get this down only to about the 46. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
Here's a handoff out of the gun. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number one. We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. Off play action. Collins. And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Trying to get away, but could not. Now a second timeout called for by the defense as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. And how about this, a fake? And this is incomplete. A huge gamble, and it does not pay off. They fake the punt. It doesn't work out, and the Bears are going to get the football back, and they're going to get it in great field position. Fields on first down. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Charles, he doesn't seem to be particularly in tune with his receivers, just 2 for 7 throwing the football, but he did seem really locked in before the game.
Yeah, and that has to do with receivers sometimes. Sometimes the defenders knock them off their routes, and you're usually pretty precise. 1, 2, 3 cut, ball's out of his hands to the receiver. In this case, might be off by a half step either way. They've got to find a way to get back in sync.
9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be third and less than a yard. Here's Fields. Out to his left. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down.
Absolutely no disguise on that one. They just went for it. Put him out there and said, go deep. Let's try and hit him. Unfortunately, to no avail.
Already down 2 scores. They're going to go for this rather than settle for 3. A shotgun snap. Fields. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. And the Colts are going to get the ball back on the turnover as they hold on fourth down. Oh, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
Going down the middle, and it's complete. Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. So first and 10 now from the 30. Running straight ahead, Taylor. And he's got room. And an anxious moment or two there, but they do get him down. And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the second quarter. Seemed like a couple sets of eyes were on the quarterback, so he decided, hey, I'm going to hand this off. Got a good gain out of it.
And you know you need good blocking up front in order to gain yardage, but every one of these RPOs, if you do it right and they look the same, whether it's handed off inside or the quarterback keeps it, that allows you to fool the defense so often. And in this case, fooled them with the inside run.
This complete to Langford. And he's going to be taken out of bounds, but not before he gets this all the way down to the 10. So we come upon halftime in what's a 12-point game at the break. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. The Bears going to see the football first, and they trail here as we get back underway to start this second half. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter three.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well. They've kept them around in this game. Now they got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
Now it's Fields. That's complete right side to Kmet. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Give him 22 there on the third down conversion. On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. And this one not going anywhere. They get him at the 44 for a gain of just a yard.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
He certainly isn't looking at the scoreboard out there, because to me, all he's concerned about is analyzing the field and making most of the time left in this game. Deficit's still there, but he's starting to hit them with some big plays.
And this one too low.
The goal is certainly to try and make a big play happen and climb back into this game, but you have to be careful. If you overdo it, you could turn it over and hurt your team.
Dobbins trying the left side. Well, they nearly sprung him that time as he takes this all the way down to the 37. It's a pickup of 10 and a Bears first down.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Now a first down throw, Fields. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
Fields throw there, complete to Mooney. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. From the gun, here's Fields. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Colts pick it up. And now the rookie's free. 20, 10. And they are going to score on the fumble return. Touchdown, Indianapolis. The offense, they've had some sloppy moments. Sloppy there again on that one, and it could be the backbreaker.
From a defensive perspective, if the offense is going to be sloppy, you've got to take advantage of that. And that's what they've done all game long.
Point after, right down the middle. And that will make this a 19-point game. And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
One play has him to the 37 here for 1st and 10. Fields now to throw. They set up the screen for Dobbins. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. But despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. 2nd down. Boy, how good has this defense been seemingly all game long?
I really think right from the first snap, I think you're really onto something there. In this passing game, it just can't get off the ground. And that play, it wound up losing yardage.
Now a throw from outside the pocket, complete out left. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Pitch and catch there, good for 13. And that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard. To the air again, Fields. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Holloway. Touchdown, Chicago. A big play there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Bears are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the 3rd. Santos with the extra point. And they're able to cut this deficit down to 12. McCann's got it teed up. This will be returned from deep in the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. It'll be a gain of 17 and an Indianapolis 1st down.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Now, meanwhile, a final play here is incomplete, and that's going to take us to the end of the 3rd quarter of play. So both teams trade touchdowns in the 3rd as we're through 3 quarters of play. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. Ryan. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. And the Bears are going to take possession of the football. Now with that interception, you feel like we got a ball game again. Remember, 2-score contest and still time left here in the 4th.
And in the old days, not too long gone either, throwing the ball here would have been an absolute no-no. But the way the game's played now, throwing it makes sense. You just have to be careful when you put it in the air.
Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Now Fields. Will get that complete to his tight end, Kmet. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12. But plays like that, Charles, no doubt, they're just going to continue to fuel this crowd.
And this defense is already playing well, but it also feeds on the energy of that crowd that you're talking about, and that takes them up to another level. Right now, they're playing really loose. They've got the lead, and what a nice stop they just made there behind the line of scrimmage.
And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
He was trying to get that one out to his running back out of the backfield, but that one was read and timed perfectly, and they were able to break it up.
4th down. Fields has to have this one. And here is a leaping catch. He pulled it in. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. A handoff running left is Dobbins. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. He has just been completely taken out of this game. We're in the 4th quarter. He's single digits in the rushing department.
And I know we look at him because the numbers do go to his production. But how about the guys blocking for him? They don't just have his number as a ball carrier. They've got the number of the offensive line and the other guys because they're getting to him before he can get started. Give him big credit for his coverage right there because when he saw the route break deep, he stayed in position to prevent a completion while avoiding any risk of a flag.
Back to throw, Fields. And he's taken to the ground, but he was pulled down by the face mask. Here come the flags. And I believe this is going to be a 1st down. But Charles, they're trying to protect this lead late. Those are the types of mistakes they could afford to go without.
About the last thing you want to give them is help in completing a comeback, which is exactly what that penalty does.
On 1st and 10, here's Fields. He completes it to Jones. And they're going to get this down inside the 15. But correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, you're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Again, he'll drop to throw. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Justin Fields with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Bears have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. Santos able to tack on the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. McCann's got it teed up. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. I'm curious to see, Charles, about the play calling on this drive. Last time out, the interception that led to a touchdown. Here we are. I mean, very close, 1-score game.
Yeah, and if I'm a defender, I'm actually chirping to you on the other side of the ball and saying, hey, we picked off the last one. What you going to do about it now? So when you do throw the football, high percentage, but throw it with confidence. Because if there's any hesitancy at all, it could end up in enemy's hands again. That incompletion certainly makes this upcoming 3rd down a little bit more crucial. They need to find the right play to convert here and maybe start to tamp down a little bit of the momentum the other side is starting to gain.
Another incompletion would certainly be ideal defensively. A big play now. This is 3rd and 10. Running left, Taylor. And he's going to come up a few yards short of the 1st. They get him to the ground at the 37. 9 yards on the carry there, but it'll be 4th down now. They'll try and run for it. And he will have 1st down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Oh, look at this. Ryan's going to throw it. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Touchdown, Indianapolis. A great effort there. 54 yards. And the Colts are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this fourth quarter lead. Extra point right down the middle, and it gives his guys a 12-point advantage. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. The offense running out, and they are charged up, ready to go after reaching the end zone on their last drive.
And normally I'd warn against getting complacent just because they scored the last time out. But I don't think there's any worries with this group right now. This is a hungry group, and they want to keep building off of their last drive. Now they just want the officials to hurry up and place the ball so they can snap it and get back to work.
On first down, Fields. He's going to let it fly. And that is incomplete.
When you're leading in the final quarter, your radar has to be up for any potential deep shot. And probably not the last one they're going to see in this game, not as long as they hold this lead.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Fields. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. And the Colts are going to take possession of the football. Yes, folks, that is his 3rd interception, and I'm going to use one of the most overused phrases in football. He's a ball-hawking safety.
I love the way that you called for the shot there. That's perfect, though, because there is something to that. Being a safety often allows you freedom to roam around a defense, maybe not a specific assignment. Today, his assignment, find the football, and he's done so quite well.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10. Ryan wants to throw it. And a high throw there as this is knocked away, down to the ground and incomplete.
Finally, a good play there defensively on the deep ball. The secondary has had its struggles this entire game. Offensively, they've had their way with them.
They had the incomplete pass on 2nd down. Now they need a big play here, 3rd and 10. Off the play fake. Here's Ryan. Flush to his right. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line. On first down, Ryan. And this will be caught. Well, forget taking the knee. Some late gamesmanship here as they throw for a late touchdown. And this win now going to look a little more lopsided on the scoreboard, CD. Now, some may have run out the clock in that scenario, but they wanted to put their foot on the gas, get one more touchdown, and they did just that.
Well, partner, I would say the traditionalists not overly excited about that score. They'd like to see the game played a little bit differently. But what you can't argue with is their execution of that play, because it played out exactly as it was drawn up. It almost would have been a shame not to finish with such a well-run play.
That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all